Welcome to the couch. I have something to talk to you about. Don't be controlled by what you can't control. I've been noticing something happening more and more, a trend almost, if you will. People getting upset, people being worried, people generally being stressed or even anxious about what they can't control. Something happening either in the world, in their lives, they can't impact it, but yet they're living their lives stressed and worried based on this event or this person. Now, when I see this in people, I get kind of confused because I've lived my life, and at least the last few years definitely, by one simple rule. If I can't directly impact something, I'm not gonna worry about it. If something bad's happening and I can't control it, then I'm not gonna worry about it. And of course, control, I mean actually have an impact. Not necessarily just sharing a Facebook post, although that can lead to awareness as well. But for me, it's actually having a real impact. There's a lot of things that I could be doing to impact people, and I want to make sure that I'm doing what I can to help others. Devoting my time to worrying about something that I can't really impact other than maybe sharing a Facebook post about it, that's occupying my time, that's degrading my mental health, and that's bringing me down. That's so not worth it to me. So I'm gonna give you some ways to stop worrying and stop stressing about things that you just can't control. A side note here is that when there is something you can control, let's say something is broken in your home and you are stressed and worried about it, you can usually fix that. Or you can maybe call the repairman and have him fix it. So by not having control over something, I mean something that you cannot impact, right? Other than like sharing a Facebook post. My number one way that I relieve that kind of stress in my life is I really don't read a whole lot of news. I learn about things from overhearing people talk about it from random articles that I read and from different YouTube videos. I learn about stuff that's going on in the world, and yeah, I get upset and I don't like it, but I don't occupy my time thinking about it. What I occupy my time thinking about, and maybe this is something that you could try, is I occupy my time thinking about what I love doing. And that's something that I've been honing in on myself for the last 4 years, and really ramping it up now is really taking a look at myself. What do I love doing? Who am I authentically? And trying to live my life the best I can and be preoccupied in how can I make myself a better person and how can I make other people better people. Honestly, that's the most that I think about. And of course, I get upset, I get stressed, I get anxious. Of course I do. But I've seen a huge difference between the way I've learned to live my life and how many other people are living their lives. So that's something you can try, is simply, instead of focusing, when you find yourself focusing on something bad in the world and something that you're getting upset over, and you're just sitting there and getting upset and you're just living your day being worried, is instead use that as a trigger to say, no, I'm going to think about, okay, how can I be a better kid? How can I be a better person? How can I be a better parent, right? Or how can I do better at what I'm doing? Like for me, is how can I make better videos? How can I make better content? How can I improve my public speaking? Those are lots of things that I think about. And of course, it's just saying, well, what can I do? What can I do that will actually impact people? So having that shift in perception, and instead of just being worried all the time, instead shifting it and saying, okay, I'm gonna replace that time that I spend worrying. I'm replacing that mental energy I'm expending, and I'm moving that energy over to something productive, something healthy, something that makes everybody better people. Because that's at the core of our worrying, right? Is we're worried that we're gonna get impacted. We're worried that other people are getting hurt. And that's great. It's great we're concerned about other people. But I would shift that concern over to something that you can really impact. For me, I'm worried about something that's going on in the world, I'll say, shift it. Okay, how can I make a better video, right? Like I said, or, oh, there's someone who I'm communicating with right now, this teenager who's really depressed. What are some strategies that I can give them? What are some things that I've done that could really help them? Is shifting that perception and not being worried and bogged down by all of that bad stuff. Sometimes even you have to just keep yourself off of the news entirely. My news stream that I get really has nothing to do with politics and all of this other stuff that goes on in gossip magazines. All that stuff is that I've created my news stream to keep me away from most of that stuff, except for some really big stories and of course big things that come up is that I want to know about them because I do care about people and I care about the world. And I want to know, can I maybe now or 20 years in the future help with this problem we're having? And there's another way that might seem really silly, but it's just practical. And honestly, it's just to go out, go for a run, go for a walk, clear your head, go for a swim, right? Something that just lets your mind go. Something I love doing is getting a haircut. And it's something that I just relax, I just let it happen. And that's an amazing time for me. That's a time that honestly, and since I'm silly, but that's a time that really helps me just relax and clear my mind. As well as walks, exercise, all that different stuff. Those are the kind of things that really help me clear my mind. And then so those are two practical strategies that you can implement into your lives to just stop this worrying. Because whether we're worrying about something that's happening in another country or something that's happening in our own lives, and this person, I think this person maybe doesn't like me, or maybe this person is this happening with this, I can't really do anything about it. Okay, well, why not release some of that stress and say, well, what can I do? What can I do to make myself a better person? What can I do to help others around me? And what can I do to simply just relax? Because that improves your mental health. And I want to leave you with this. People think it's selfish to focus on yourself. But I flip that around and I say, why is it selfish? I focus on myself 80% of the time. But it's to build myself up, make myself a better person, so that 20% is delivering better and better and better good positivity to others. I'm building myself up and I'm keeping myself healthy so I can help you. And I tell this to people all the time when their friends are suffering from depression, is that you need to build yourself up. And that is a way you can help your friend. Because if you build yourself up, if you keep yourself mentally healthy, you're able to be a rock for that person. You're able to be there in such a strong way. Building yourself up, focusing on yourself is not at all selfish if you use the intent, you take that and you use it to help those around you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you liked it, hit the like button. That seems natural, right? Or leave me a comment. Let me know what topics you would like me to cover or what you thought of this one. If you'd like me to go more in depth, take different angles, all that sort of different stuff. I'm posting videos every single day. Make sure you're subscribed because a lot of cool stuff is happening. I received an awesome comment the other day and from somebody who said, I am so happy that you make daily videos. They make me happy. And that just made me happy. So I love spreading positivity, tips, tricks, all that to you. And I will see you tomorrow. Being ashamed, staying ashamed.